Thank you very much, Caleb. Really excited to be here with my friend and colleague, Wilkeitha Washington. And I frequently will describe my work as being advocacy within the criminal legal system. I don't say criminal justice system because our system lacks justice. And a prime example of that is when I had the privilege of representing Wilkeitha for a case where she was charged with a burnt marijuana cigarette, essentially, that was in a car that she was a passenger in. And it was actually the weed belonged to the driver of that car. But Wilkeitha was charged with having that weed and was facing serious time. She was in jail when I met her for the first time and ended up pleading guilty because she needed to get out of jail. So I want to welcome Wilkeitha and ask Wilkeitha to share with us a little bit about that experience of making the decision of actually pleading guilty to something that you did not do because you wanted to get home to your children. So what was that like, Wilkeitha?
Well, it was very devastating. It was hard to even decide because I had to think about me also being convicted and for absolutely something absolutely nothing, something that I didn't do. And it was just by me being a single mom and a parent and knowing that my kids wasn't in no shape to like take care of themselves. I had to do what I had to do to get home. And it killed me more when right after I took the conviction, they made marijuana like a misdemeanor. That just blew the whole, scenario of the situation. But I was glad to have a lawyer like you, and you tried your best to make me go to trial. But I was scared because the system, like, you never know. Like, you'll think everything going good, and you look up again, poof, like Hannah Zero. See how you stepped in there with us? Remember that? He came in and we just knew everything was gonna be good for a whole hour, and he still flipped the script, talking about giving me time and stuff. So that's what really scared me. He was like, "Well, Keitha, please, like, it don't make no sense. You're gonna win. Don't do this to me." I'm like, "Well, I can't." So that kind of feeling, being in the system and being on the other side, really, because like at the end of the day, like, you my lawyer, but whatever happens to me is gonna happen to me, and I trusted your judgment. I really did, but it was just scary. Like, I couldn't just bear to just fail to get more time with being away from my children. But what I do now from then, I would have sat in there and took the whole thing in with the trial. So I am sorry I didn't go, but it's
Listen,
the system.
you don't have to apologize to me, right? Of course, I wanted to go to trial. I knew we had a good case, but at the end of the day, it was your decision. And I wonder if you could shed some information or shed some light on how many people do you think end up pleading guilty to charges that they actually are not guilty of simply because they want to get out of jail?
Well, I'm gonna speak on myself. I didn't want to bring it up, but now I am dealing with a case like right now myself. I had an incident where a guy that was staying at my house, a friend of mine, the police was looking for him. This happened just February. I'm going through it right now. And they kicked in the door, right? They had a weapon in there. I had no knowledge that the weapon was there. So he actually told the police that that gun in there belongs to me. I would take the charge. Come to court, before he could take the charge, they tried to get me to take probation. I'm like, how would I take probation if this man telling you that he's taking the charge? No, we don't believe you. So you just gonna make me sign a conviction for something that somebody else telling you that's for them? So you just want me to lie, like, just to get you a conviction? You want me to say that's mine? Actually, now I'm taking it to trial. Go to trial January 19th. It ain't fair. That's what they do. Know why? Because I'm considered as a quad. Like, for me being younger now and me being, older, my record is still bad. It's still gonna reflect me, even though I'm not that type of person. I was a younger person just signing out to get out of jail to the kids again, keep getting in trouble. And now it's hurt my record, but it also made me smarter because they can't do me anything. They cannot do me anything.
Thanks for sharing that. And for those that are listening in, Wilkeitha said that she is a quad, which references having 3 prior felony convictions. And so when you are facing a 4th felony conviction, you're automatically facing 20 years to life. And the scenario that she's talking about, being accused of possessing a gun in her home that did not belong to her, there's an individual in this case who is already saying that it was their gun and they were pleading guilty to take possession of that gun, but they're still trying to charge Wilkeitha with that same possession of the same firearm. But as you mentioned, Wilkeitha, your past is not who you are, right? you are in school, right? You're about to go to class right now.
Hey, I go to Southern. Yay for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you are a student at Southern University in New Orleans.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what excites you about the schooling that you're in right now, and we'll kind of close it with you describing to
Okay.
us the things that you're excited
I'm
about.
not gonna lie. I haven't been to school since 2002. It just feel good just stepping in there. I'd be like, hold up, I'm not trespassing. This really real. Like, I'm at a university. I'm not at a community college. No offense to the ones who went to community college, but me, a girl coming from, no offense, the ghetto like me, up in a university, I don't know nobody in there, and it's just like, I'm Wilkeitha in there, I'm not Keedy. It's a big difference, and you would think I went to college for 5 years. This is my third semester. I'm not even in my major yet, but it just feels so wonderful that me at 35, 4 kids, and I'm a grandma, and still able to go to college with all the time I got on my hand.
Well, we are
So I
really
love
proud of you, Wilkeitha. Definitely excited to learn more about the successes that you're going to have. Really excited to have this conversation with you and being able to allow folks from around the country to get your perspective and hear about your story. I'm really excited to kind of transition. We're going to go to another conversation. So I definitely want to thank you, Wilkeitha, for the chat that we're able to have. Now we're going to go back east. We're going to from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And fresh off the governor-elect's campaign trail, I'm excited to welcome Akbar Hossein to the stage.